Hey guys, it's actually another video done in my truck. I'm doing a lot of those lately because it's a lot of the time that I'm traveling and thinking and putting a bunch of ideas together. I like to give them to you guys while I'm thinking about it. But uh, this video got interrupted by my stinking GPS. So I stopped it, restarted it, finished the video, which is what you're going to see. And then I somehow managed to delete the first one, the intro. So I'm talking in it about a verse in Matthew 25. Have Bible, will travel. If that's not your thing, that's okay. I'm not here to preach to anybody. But listen, whether you take it as scripture, the gospel, whether you take it as a parable or a story, it's got a good lesson either way. I know how I take it. You're welcome to ask questions about that. But it's Matthew 25, beginning about verse 9, in that the maidens were trimming their lamps, getting ready, and some of them realized, and they're called the foolish in this text, the foolish did not have oil, wanted to get oil from those that were ready. They said, no, there's not going to be enough for us. So the foolish went out to try and buy new oil. While they were gone, the bridegroom came and took up those that had the oil, took in those that had the oil. So the last part of that is the part that I always visualize, that the foolish come back and now they're banging on the door. Let us in, master, let us in. And he doesn't. So it's not necessarily the scripture that I want to tell you about. I think it is important. Again, I can go on about that, maybe some other video, but I want to use this scripture, this story, in how to deal with anger, how to be always prepared. So here's the rest of the video after the GPS interruption. But just like in that gospel, those that are prepared are chosen. Again, even if you take that away from scriptural text, sounds like a pretty important story with a pretty important theme, doesn't it? So I want you to be prepared for the things that come up. Now, one of the questions I'll get a lot is, Doc, what do I do when I'm so angry I can't see straight, or I'm having an anxiety attack? And the first thing I tell them feels a little anecdotal. It's not, but it lets me explain what I mean. What should you do when you're so angry you can't see straight? Don't get angry. Don't get that angry. Easier said than done. I get it. It's the angry Viking therapist. Remember, not the moderately frustrated but sometimes happy therapist, right? I'm very good at anger. I regularly have to stop it. But I stop it. At least the actions and the symptoms of it. I may have the thought. Let's face it, some people suck. So, you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared for the fact that things are going to happen that you usually make yourself angry about. So you're going to have to do the work of dissecting the previous anger outbursts. The punch, the chair thrown, the hole in the wall, the breaking things, the driving away mad, the leaving your family at the house because you can't handle it, the feeling like a piece of trash 10 minutes after you scream at your kids. You're going to have to dissect that. What really got you there? And individually, this is what one-on-one talking with me or a therapist or somebody's about. Are you really pissed off they didn't clean their room? I'm frustrated when they don't listen. I'm going to punish them. They are going to eventually clean their room because that is my job as the father, is to teach them responsibility. But if you're losing your shit, I know how you feel, because 10 minutes later you feel like a piece of crap. You're sitting on the couch thinking, I did it again. I promised I would get help. I promised I wouldn't have an outburst like that again. You're going to have to dissect where that came from. Did it come from fight or flight? Did it come from the fact that in your professions you've been taught that if something goes wrong, somebody might die? Did that come from your demand that you must not be disrespected and you must get the respect that you deserve, or everybody's a piece of crap? Was it from your demand that you should get what you deserve, and because of that, or lack thereof it, the world sucks? That you must be perfect as a father, you must be perfect as a husband or a wife or daughter or a son or a worker? You're going to have to do the work to dissect that. I can't do that in a 10-minute video. I can get you in the right direction. You're going to need more direct help. But I promise you that you didn't lose your shit because they didn't clean their room. And I know that you feel like crap 10 minutes later. We're going to have to start working on that. We're going to have to start dissecting that. You're going to have to start dissecting that. So that next time you feel those underlying issues coming up, you can recognize them and stop them. There is no taking deep breaths. There is no counting to 10. If you can do that, awesome. Let me know how you figured it out. You're going to have to dissect the issue. You're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have your oil prepared to be chosen. You're going to have to be ready. You're going to have to be prepared. You're going to have to do the work first. That's the ticket. That's the ticket to not having those overreactive emotions.